Just touched down, back on road. Counting money, man, you know how it goes. Hit the VIP and tell my strike a pose. Hop in mode, hop in mode. Touchdown, man, we back on road. Spending money, man, you know how it goes. Hit the VIP and tell my strike a pose. Hop in mode, hop in mode.
Don't forget, set the bar, stick to the code.
Yo, this your boy Q Bar, and y'all already know I'm the host of the Barcode Podcast 414, man. And today I have a Wisconsin legend, a Milwaukee legend, a East Side legend. Come on now. This is my dog. This is my big bro. He paved the way for a lot of us, but I'm definitely going to give him his flowers and show him love because he paved the way for me. Because y'all already know we went to Vincent, but y'all got to give it up for big bro, George Highshaw, man. How you doing, big bro?
What's going on, Q Bar? Appreciate you
Man.
having me on the show, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure, man. You know, my phone been going off the ringers, man. Like, man, and I'm being serious, dog. It's like, dude, you got to get Highshaw. You got to get Highshaw. I'm like, dude, I'm going to get big bro. So, man, freed up my schedule, man. And here we are, man. But before we get into the show, bro, I got to give you your flowers, man. Like I told y'all before, he's a Milwaukee Vincent high school class of 2000 alumni. He's a two-time state champion. He went to the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. He's an alumni there, of course. And we can't forget he was an all-freshman team. He was on an all-freshman team in a WIAC. And he was a dean of scholars, Hope Fortress Elementary/Middle School. He been there. He started in 2013 and ended in 2019. And now he's a professional father and husband, man. And the job title you just told me that you do, I like that, man.
Yes, sir.
What you do?
So I work for a nonprofit. I do a lot of contract work, whether it's with the DOJ, the DOC, Employed Milwaukee. I help the brothers and sisters that's coming home from doing time in incarceration. I help them try to utilize the dream, man. I like to call myself a life coach, but I help them to get jobs, get resources that they can use, get into some training. Because a lot of people don't know, man, 90 to 95% of the people that get incarcerated will be coming home and they will be reintegrated back into society. So I help them with that smooth transition. And I love it, man. I love what I do because it's community work and, you know, trying to build a better community.
Yeah, for sure. And I have it, y'all. He came to the Barcode Podcast 414. Thank you so much. But before we get into it, I got to put you in the hot seat, bro. I'm going to name two players. And I want you to pick. And I know you, Highshaw. I feel like I'm going to hear a why from you. Okay?
Okay.
So
let's do it.
And I'm talking about, I'm hitting you out gate. Boo Wade or GB?
Greg Brown.
Oh, that was easy for you. That was easy for you.
I don't think you can go wrong with either. Greg Brown has recently been showing stories on Facebook, and I don't think people really understand how good he was. To me, everything go correctly, he is probably like a 13-year NBA vet and an NBA All-Star. So I'm gonna go Greg Brown. Only two players I've seen that I would say would be better. I'm gonna say Daryl Wright and Marshall Williams.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and speaking of, the next one I'm gonna ask you, bro, Marshall Williams or Q-Mont Greer?
Marshall Williams. Well, hold on. Overall or just high school? If we talk overall, I'm gonna say Q-Mont Greer, but I've never seen a high school player better than Marshall Williams. So I'm gonna say Q-Mont Greer.
Okay, cool. I take that.
Q-Mont Greer.
Yeah. Corey Lucius or Dwight Bites? Corey hit that game winner.
Yeah, Corey. Corey Lucius or Dwight Bites. And I love both. I had the opportunity to coach against both.
Yeah.
You can't take away what Corey did, but I'm gonna say Dwight, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Dwight. He dropped people on the NBA level, so I'm gonna say Dwight.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. Yeah. Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant?
I consider Jordan top 3 all time, but I'm gonna go Kobe.
You gonna go Kobe?
I'm gonna go Kobe age group. Like I was able to see it from beginning to end. I'll go
Oh,
Kobe.
okay. Now
That's why.
this next one, this is high school Highshaw. All
Okay.
right. Draylon or Dupree Fletcher?
You put me in a mix right there. Um, hmm. I gotta go Fletch.
You go, ooh.
And I gave Draylon a nickname of Lord of the Rings for the work that he put in overseas. Because
Yeah, yeah.
he's a true epitome of a Milwaukee basketball player. But like
Yes.
I said about that Marshall Williams, it's like Marshall Williams, then it comes Greg Brown, then up under that is Pre Fletcher, man. I've never seen a player push his team to rise to that level in such a top-notch occasion on what he did on that floor, man. 2 years back to back, man. So yeah, I'm gonna go
Okay.
Pre Fletcher.
I like that. You know, Pre, one of my favorites. I got a couple more, bro. And
Okay.
this shooting right now. Shiny Mac from Hamilton or Marcus Figueroa?
Shawnee McEasy.
Easy. Okay.
Yeah. And Marcus is my little bro, man. I love him, but I'm gonna put you on game. Shawnee Mack is one of the few players that come from Milwaukee basketball that he averaged 20 in the city league, he averaged 20 JUCO, he averaged 20 NCAA, and he averaged 20 overseas. So he's a 20-point scorer wherever he goes.
Okay.
Ain't too
I
many
like
cats
that.
that can say that.
Yeah.
Ain't too many cats can say that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like that. Last one, man. Ja Morant or D Rose?
D Rose, Ja Morant has the ability to become D Rose, but I just don't think people understand how good D Rose was at that age, that young, winning the league MVP. Like, I just don't think people understand how good D Rose was, man. At that
Yeah.
age, man, he was, and Ja Morant is good, but Ja Morant wasn't D Rose though. Mm-mm.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So he has the, I think he has the ability to be that, but at that young of an age, how D Rose was on the offense and the defensive end, he was something special, man. That injury was one of the biggest one. Him and Grant Hills, he was something special, man.
Yeah, he definitely was. He definitely was.
And come back after injury and get 50 too. So like,
Yeah,
we got to
he
remember,
sure
man.
did. Yeah, yeah, you
Special,
right. You right.
special.
Yeah. And bro, I appreciate you participating in that, man. I had to put you in the hot seat, man, because I feel like you
Yeah,
know your
real
shit, bro.
hot.
Yeah.
Well,
You know your shit.
when people tell you to pick, a lot of times it's our opinion, it's who we
Yeah.
favored, and when it's the time to pick, I like to tell people if your name get mentioned in that who is who, that's just know you got respect because you were placed up against somebody that was just that good. You know what I mean? So when you say names like Fletcher versus Draylon is so good that you can only say somebody like Fletcher or Greg Brown to even make it a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So
Make it a combo.
shout out to all the
Yep.
people who you name, man.
Yeah, for sure. But now we about to get into the George Highshaw. You know, I know enough, but I don't know everything. And I'm really excited about this one, man. So
Okay.
I want to know about your upbringing. I know you from the east side, but how was
Yes,
it
sir. East side of
growing up?
Milwaukee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I grew up on Richard Street, man. I grew up, man. I was a playing ball kid, man. You know what I'm saying? The other things that I did in my neighborhood, it's the same as any other neighborhood. If you want to survive, it's a certain way you had to move in order to survive whatever was going on. But I really grew up playing ball, man, and I think I knew I loved it, and I fell in love with it at about the age of 10 or 11. And so my first introduction to basketball 24/7 is playing on a crate ball. I don't know if y'all, when you cut out the milk crate and we hang them up on the. So we had a full court crate in my back alley in the hood. And
Yeah.
we actually had like leagues, like y'all got to show up on Saturday. And for those who don't remember, it used to be a tournament called Hoop It Up downtown in Milwaukee.
Yep.
And if you went there, they would give all the little kids little basketballs, the mini basketballs. Well, that's what we played on the crate, to throw alley hoops and make it
Yeah.
easier to shoot, because it was harder to shoot with a big ball on the crate. So
Yeah, for
that was
sure.
my first introduction, man. I knew I wanted to play basketball when I went to go see my big cousin Damon Key, who played for Marquette High School at the time. I think it was like 89, 90 when I seen my first high school game and I seen him play. And so that's when I was like, okay, yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm going to play high school basketball. So.
You want to see, bro. Yeah. And it's crazy that you brought up the milk cart. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these kids this generation in time won't even know how fun that was. Like,
yeah, it's two C's that we constantly deal with basketball in my hood. That's crates and that's cans.
Cans.
So,
oh,
yeah,
man.
Crates and cans, man. That's we playing on the crate and we playing the game of cans. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Constantly.
And then and growing up on that east side, like was it rough at the time when you was like coming up in sports?
I would say looking back on it, it probably was rougher than 95% of the rest of the state. Like, you know, in Milwaukee, you got kind of places like Hopkins or 27th and Burleigh or you know, that inner city. That's just what the east side was, man. So, you know, for me, basketball was an escape because violence was normalized. You know what I'm saying? Fighting and things and such with guns and knives and bottles. That was normalized where I'm from. Everybody did that. You know what I'm saying? And so basketball was absolutely an escape for me. And yeah, so I don't really look at it as rough. If you ain't from there, you will look at it as rough. But you know, I come from a very big family. So my family is known as generations before me. And you know, Highshaw is known where I'm from on the east side. So
Yeah,
up
for
and
sure.
down Richard Street as a little boy.
Yeah. Now, shit, this happened to me, Highshaw, so I'm pretty sure. I mean, you before me. And the question I'm about to ask is AAU. It wasn't many AAU teams. What y'all had, PAL? Y'all had Warning. And then how many AAU teams would you say y'all had? Like what? Did y'all have Playground? Rebels?
Rebels wasn't that big as an AAU team when I didn't even start playing AAU until I went to Vincent as a freshman. AAU programs noticed me. I actually was supposed to play for the Shooters. My dad was like, no, because he thought I was gonna take his son's spot, so he recommended me to play with Playground, and then that's just like history, right?
Yeah.
But that's a crazy story. How I first met Deontay and Joe and Gabe and E-Mad, rest in peace. But yeah, I started out Warning, so it wasn't oversaturated like it was now with AAU, right? I think at my time, even to play on an AAU team, you had to be something like good. So it's like all AAU teams were comprised of dudes that was basically starters, especially for down here, the AAU team. So like you wasn't bumping into no weak AAU teams really, except for like up north had a lot of teams and, you know, the Green Bay area, but it wasn't as, you know, oversaturated as it would be now, all the programs.
Yeah, for sure. Because I know when I played, I think we had a handful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not to mention, when you played Warning, that's when Warner you had to travel from park to park.
Yeah, so I'm a part of playing Warning when you travel park to park, and then I was also a part of it when they took everything to Lincoln. And so I always tell guys they're like, why was you never nervous? Well, I played at 20th Phyllis Weekly School, 20th on 20th and Wright, between Wright and Meineke. I played up there as a 12-year-old, you know what I'm saying, playing 8-12, and it's broken glass. They sweeping the glass off the court. You might hear some gunshots, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We just keep going, man. We out here playing basketball. There's dudes talking stuff, some of the meanest dudes. But like I said, I came from that environment, so it wasn't nothing new to me. It's like, oh, this ain't new. This just, you know what I'm saying, how you play basketball. And so to say, like, having big cousins, ain't like I was just doing these things, venturing on my own, man. I got some big cousins that's, you know, they them type of dudes. So I never really, I ain't worried about that much, man.
Yeah, I'm already knowing. And if you can remember when they made that transition, because I was young going park to park watching y'all play basketball, but when they made that transition and just like kept it at Lincoln, like were a lot of people mad at that?
I don't think so, because Warner was such like at that time, man, that had to be one of, I want to say Warden was big at that time, man. When I was in a like that Warning ticket to go see the older guys, you talking about Tree and Daryl Wright and Eric Keeler and Danielle Chico from Sherman and those tickets, that's like standing room only in North Division, dog.
Yeah.
Like this was something special, right? So like before I ever fell in love with watching NBA or college, I fell in love with watching Warning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those were the dudes who I want to get autographs from, or run up and just or play in front of them in the playoffs as a young bull, and then them tell me how good my game is or what I need to work on. So Warning was like that was like you couldn't wait till the summer come, man. You want to play Warning, man. You want to go to Green Bay and play against the blue and black. You know what I'm saying? You want to put on your Zulu shirt because I played for Columbia. I want to put on this sky blue and gold. I want to get busy. I want to go up to Rose. I want to, you know what I'm saying? So it was just a lovely time to be involved in the basketball world. And then that's when you can compare yourself to your peers at your age. You knew where you stood at in Warning, because wasn't no soft stuff going on. You had to come hard. You had to come with it, or you was going to get killed. And after the game, if they shook up with you and they gave you respect, you knew you was one of them dudes.
You knew you was one of them dudes, man. And I hear all the stories, man. Of course, we did the lie the other day, and like I think I told you this, but Bijo put a laughing emoji when Greg Brown said that G Highshaw can easily score 20, but he took the backseat at Vincent. So, and just hearing like what you did in Warning, like just a walk.
Well, you gotta understand where Bijo coming from. When he was on the scene, it wasn't nobody to threaten him. It was him and Lamar, him and Mar. I don't know who y'all know if Mar is. Mar was just as good as Bijo at that age. I came in about 11 and 12, and I'm like, no, it ain't. You know what I mean? So I gave him a lot of those 20s they talking about I wouldn't give. I gave it to him. So you know what I'm saying? And he's one of my, biggest competitors every year in Warning. We met.
Yeah.
We met, I think 3 or 4 times in championship games at different age levels, right? I beat him when I was 15 to win a championship. He beat me when I was 13 to win a championship. He beat me when I was 17 when he had Cuba on them. Actually, that game I had 30 and 13. And so, like it was in Hillside. So, I love that talk, the competitor talk, because I wasn't known for scoring, like I always tell people. I'm just known for winning, man. Everything else it ain't too many, it ain't too many leagues that I did not win. When it came to ball, that's what I was on the floor to do. I came to win.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna get into that, man. Like I said, you paid the way, man. So you played for Playground, and
yes,
a lot
sir.
of them names on there went to Vincent. Now,
yes, sir.
I always ask this question, Highshaw. I lived on 39th and Center, but you know how fucking far Vincent was to me? It was very far back in the days. You on the east side. What made you?
Yeah,
you
absolutely. Got to get on the bus an hour and a half before school, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah. What made you choose Vincent, bro?
I originally got recruited to go to Shorewood. A lot of people don't know this. Tim Brown was the coach at Shorewood. I went to Hartford Avenue Elementary, where I won the 5th grade championship, lost in the 7th grade championship, lost in the 6th grade, and won in my 8th grade year. Right, I was a standout guy. My name started to get mentioned with names like Thomas Hill and Freddie Owens and Deontay Moses and Big Mike from Grand Avenue, right? And Dave over there at Walker, David Edwards was at Walker, right? My name started to get mentioned. So I got recruited to Shorewood, but at that time, it was what you call a Chapter 220 school. Yeah. You just had to fill out the papers, and if you got in, you got in. If you didn't, you didn't. And unfortunately, I did not get in, so I ain't get in. I got in all my MPS schools because I happened to excel in the classroom. So it was between Riverside, North, and Vincent. And my grandma like, you ain't going to Riverside. You're going to be there with all your friends from the neighborhood. Yeah. Y'all going to be skipping school, getting in trouble. I don't want you going to Riverside. And she said, you can go to North Division if you want to. And, a lot of my family had already graduated from North Division. My grandma didn't know that North was. She was like, you can go to North Division and shit. I was just like, I always played Warning for Columbia. If I played 8-12, Jose was playing 12-14. When I played 12-14, Jose played 15-17, then 18-20. So I just said, I'm going to go to Vincent Jose there. And that's what I ended up doing.
Man, I feel like besides GB, it might. Hold on, Jose might be your favorite player. That's what I'm sensing.
Uh,
That's what I'm sensing.
uh,
I'm talking about far as like who you looked up to and
oh yeah, for
like
sure, for
that
sure,
type
for
of
sure, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, man, he set a good standard, and he was always his willingness to help you learn and get better was just the key.
Yeah.
So I always show Big Bro love because I think without him, I don't become as good as I thought I was, or other people think I was in high school, or I don't win as much. You know what I'm saying? So, taught me a lot. I respect him a lot for everything that he did for me. And yeah, Big Bro was a blessing, right? Always that was my battle on the court. It wasn't in guard. Oftentimes, dudes, nobody was in front. It was him in front of me, if that makes sense. I was
Yeah.
always trying to beat him. Ever since the end of my JV year, my freshman year, I got moved up to VAR to practice. That's who I chased. That's who I held. That's who I had to put the pressure on. I was a scout team guy for a whole year and a half, just to strictly go at him. I can remember playing Khalid El-Amin versus him. And you know what I mean? When Diener told me, you need to be like Khalid El-Amin. You dribble like him. You're kind of pudgy like him, stuff like that. So, yeah, shout out to Hosey, man. That's my main
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, exactly. So you choose Vincent, right? And when you
Yeah.
go in there, I know you said so your freshman year you played JV.
Yeah, freshman year, I started JV. Yeah. Started
Yeah, you
JV.
started
Coach Al.
Coach Al. Shout out to my dog. Yes,
Yeah, shout
sir.
out to Coach
Yeah.
Al.
And who was all like in the school around that time? Because you class of
Well, we
2000.
had, when I come there and I'm playing basketball, they're like, you ain't gonna make the team because you ain't the coldest freshman here. We had a big dude named Mike. Big Mike was 6'6". He came from Grand Avenue. We actually played with Jay Wright. And then an underrated dude who people don't talk about. We had Justin McAfee at our school, man. Now, Justin McAfee was known around the middle school like he a killer, and J Mac had game, right? I didn't know how it was gonna go. All I knew was I ain't scared. I'm gonna come play ball and I'm gonna try out. And hey, I guess I move ahead. Also, D Ivory was there too, so D Ivory was pretty known. But I guess me and Freak, Ricky Davis were
Ricky Davis.
standouts. So we come from the same 8th grade league, playing against each other all the time. And so when I showed up in practice, man, I was just ready to go, and I just bought out everything that I was doing when I was in the hood, man. We don't back down, go hard, play as hard as you can, don't be selfish, make the right reads, handle that rock like you do, and do what you do.
Yeah.
And so it turned out good for me.
Man, and for some odd reason, I don't know why. I just want to say, like, after hearing your story, bro, I be feeling like me and your shit damn near the same. Like, I
It
went
be
to
like that
Vincent because of my
sometimes,
guys.
man.
Feel me?
Yeah. So I tell cats oftentimes when I talk about making it to Nike All American camp. I don't know if you wanted me to jump ahead and all this,
No,
but
do your
I don't
thing,
know
bro.
if you seen what dude put in there about me being highly recruited by Drake and Purdue even taking a look at me. Well, I tell cats, man, I wasn't that good where I didn't have to communicate back with colleges. I wasn't at that level. That's
Yeah.
those top 50 dudes. They don't got to talk back to colleges. Somebody gonna pick them. I was in that level where you don't know if he signed with somebody else or if it need to be a line of communication. And so I think that's where my breakdown was.
But did you get the help though, Highshaw?
Yeah, I know better now, right? If I could go over again, I'd be like, man, I just would have signed with Drake my junior year. Or when I went to Vegas as a freshman, when Nolan Richardson wanted to give me an offer to sign, I would have just said, yeah, I'm a sign with Nolan Richardson and go to Arkansas. So, I've been yeah, man, I've never went anywhere and played basketball in my game not be respected.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it was all about.
Yeah. Oh my God, Highshaw. And what I mean, back to what I was saying, my bad.
Yeah.
I just like coming from middle school, like just hearing your story, like at Warren in these leagues and AAU, like I dominated too.
Yeah.
And then I go to Vincent. Diener don't know me. I wasn't getting recruited to go there. I got my relationship from Al. You know what I'm saying? Playing JV, it was like, oh shit, Diener looking at all of us. You feel what I'm saying? So did you feel like in a sense that's how yours kind of was? Where like,
Yeah, DePerry did most of the talking. Diener would just look. Going out throughout the JV season, I knew I had a big shot. It wasn't that many juniors. Sophomores. I'm sorry. The sophomores was my boy, Jr. It's my bro, man. He passed away. This AWOL little brother. He was mean with it, man. He was mean. Jr. was there. Courtney Brown was there, and so my whole thing was just to try to make the team and get better. But playing AAU that summer, man, especially when he moved me up, because JV over with, so VAR was practicing upstate, man, and I get the VAR practicing, I'm practicing with them, and I'm like, oh shit, I can really do this. Like, I'm having a couple times, like I shook Tyrone wrong, like you shake Tyrone wrong. That was something big back then, right? Nobody could shake him. I get around him and get a layup. I'm doing some things, so I'm like, okay, I think I can hang with Jose and them. Like, I can play with these dudes. Because I'm looking at them the same way y'all looked at me, like these dudes are like legends. You got to understand, I had got there and they had already won the state championship the year before with sophomores. This their junior year now. They finna go up there again and then they win it again. So the next year, that's the team I got to try to get on. Oh man, I was focused, dog. I was focused.
Now, would you get moved up though, Highshaw, and practicing with them? You don't consider that as a 3-time state champion?
No, I ain't do it the whole year. I used to say 3 times because I really was a part of that team. And then Diener made a decision instead of taking me. I think he took like an extra video guy. I think that was smart for him to do because I think he would have probably gave it to me too early where the hunger wouldn't have been there for me. And so he teased me because I'm thinking I'm gonna be able to go upstate with him. And when he said we wasn't going upstate with him, I'm like, okay. I'm gonna earn my way.
Your game.
Yeah, I'm gonna earn my way upstate. I'm going though. You know what I'm saying? One way or another, I'm going. So I think that was a good thing that he did. Yeah, but officially, I'm on 2 rosters officially.
Yeah, that's cold. So now, moving to sophomore year, bam, you hungry now? You on varsity sophomore year, correct?
I'm on varsity. Well, a couple things happened, right?
Oh shit!
That guy happened? I tell you, Jr. He gets into it bad with Diener because, bless my bro soul, man.
Yeah.
A lot of us come from the hood and we don't know how to control that. And sometimes Diener can rub you the wrong way, certain people. So that happened. JR ended up quitting and getting into the streets. And a couple months later, he lost his life, man, during the school year. So that fucked us up because we was all close like that. And then Courtney Brown, at the time, Diener was real faithful to Rob, Tyrone, and Jose, which he just should have been, man. And Courtney Brown felt he should start. And that was just like a big no-no for Diener to try to, you know what I'm saying? And so Courtney Brown had got moved. And then it was just like, I'm just there. And okay, we got to train G. Highshaw. And so Diener made it a job that every day in practice, if I'm bringing the ball up, Tyrone hold me 94 feet. When I'm playing D, I got to hold Rob or I got to hold Jose. And so it was just fine tuning for me my whole sophomore year, man. It was a lot of times I wanted to quit the team, man. Diener really went hard on me, but he prepared me for what I had coming for that I could not see when Jose left that building, man. It was something different. I tell people, I don't know too many people who could have filled Jose's shoes. I don't feel like I felt it. I filled in his shoes, but I did enough to keep that legacy going. So
I agree with that. I agree because Highshaw, I heard so much great things about you, bro, and you still a 2-time champion, though. You feel what I'm saying? So
absolutely,
you feel me? Yeah. Now, when Diener rubbed, your peers, your guys, when he rubbed them off the wrong way, how did that make you feel? Because I'm real close with little Billy, and if he would have did some stuff to Billy, and Billy quit the team, got in the streets, lost his life, I felt like I would have been kind of mad as a kid. You feel what I'm saying? Just like, well, if you didn't rub, piss Billy off, he wouldn't have quit. Like, did that go through your head around that time? Like, was you?
Not really. My man's quit. He didn't get kicked off. The one that rubbed me wrong was senior year, P. Ross, because P. Ross was really trying to get it together, man. He needed us, for, you know what I mean? So that one was really when P. Raj, but JR was more of we was trying to tell JR not to quit. He still decided to. It was just a bad situation all the way around. The thing about going to Vincent is, man, you can't be you can't take things to the heart.
Yeah.
There's so much talent in the building. It's hard to like, nobody is like necessary when them core guys is there. And so you know, it to me it was just an unfortunate situation. You know, you gotta take that shit sometimes, man, because he what I come to find out was coach didn't mean no harm by it. You know what I mean? He was genuine in the way he felt, but you know, I respected it because it was in front of your face. It wasn't behind your back, and then you find out through other channels and shit. Coach tell you how you feel in front of your face and what he needs you to work on. If you can't handle that, you can get out the door, man. And so I respect that part.
Yeah. I can respect that too. Like you said, and Diener, a lot of people don't know Diener, but yeah, he face to face direct to you. He ain't cutting no
But
motherfucking corner.
you know, going to war with him and seeing the stuff that he say to us, and then hearing him go at them referees, man, he didn't play, man. Fam didn't really play about us, about the respect we was gonna get from the referee, from the other. Like he ain't playing about us, man. He always used to tell me, like, y'all, you guys don't lose your cool. I'll take care of the refs. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just gonna look like y'all angry black guys. I'm gonna take care of the ref. Don't worry about it, man. And he had your back. He had your back 100%, man. Yeah. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody, but I know for me, he had my back for 100%. So if I'd have called him in the middle of the night, like 3 a.m, like, Coach, I need a ride, man. I'm stuck. I can't. I think he would have came and got me. And so I appreciate him for that, man. Straight up.
Yeah, man. I love Diener, man. As far as like off the court though, because you know, a lot of y'all was from the inner city. And
Yes.
you know, when we go through these things, were you able to go back to the Perry or Diener and talk to them, or which
No, I was different. I kept my hood life separate from my high school life. In all aspects, I tried to. I didn't want like I told people I was from the East, but I didn't want them to, you know, the things that I thought were just normal, probably weren't normal to people, man. You know what I'm saying? I had a gun when I was 12 years old, man. So you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I knew how to weigh up, or I worked the spot a couple nights to get some extra dollars for when we was gonna go out of town. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't, you know, basketball. I was just so focused on basketball, you know. Going to Vincent is like playing college basketball, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And so basketball had me so focused. I wasn't really, you know, I left the hood in the hood. I left school at school. It was easy for me to separate. I think for some of the other guys, it was kind of harder for them to separate it. But you know, that was what it was.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's always, you know, tough for some of these guys to separate that, bro. Like I seen it, you know, in my era where guys was
Absolutely
1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah, it's hard. Sometimes it's very hard for guys to separate. If you ask my coaches, they'll probably say they had no idea that, I probably was into some stuff that they had no idea I was into, because I wasn't that type of dude that was talking about it or anything. It was just so normal to me that I was like, hey, I'm at school and I don't want to talk about that type of shit, man. I want to be at school and, I'm focused on this basketball right now. So on this mission.
Yeah. And I remember you telling me this, correct me if I'm wrong, when you were a sophomore on varsity, you was the only sophomore, right?
Yeah. So I was on a team. That's the team the Wisconsin high school. So last time I looked, the Wisconsin yearbook had as the best high school team in Wisconsin state history for boys basketball. We went 26-1 that year. So I was the only sophomore on that team. We had a team full of juniors and seniors, man. Yeah. Led by Jose, Rob, and Tyrone. So it was a team full of juniors and seniors. And I was only sophomore.
Yeah. And in the year, because when Jose left, and then
99, 98, 99.
Yeah. And now Highshaw is inserted, and now you facilitating.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel? Like, oh shit. It's like
you said, that year, like, the newspapers all the way leading up to it, they talking about it like, will Vincent be the same without Winston, Anders, and Ron? Those three guys had the ball in their hands the past 4 years. but they still got Williams, right? Marshall was our most heavily recruited player at that time. He was on his way to be a McDonald's All-American. I remember when he got his paperwork and all that. But it was heavy shoes to fill, and then we came right out the gate, game one, and we lost to Green Bay Southwest. And I remember it vividly. It said in the papers, Winston is gone, Vincent dynasty is over. That's exactly what it said. And so we didn't win state that year, but we went 24-3. We lost upstate. We went upstate. I think we would have won it, but we had a lot of it was for me being there my first 2 years, seeing how things were ran. My junior year, it was opposite. For one reason or another, Black didn't really trust me that much to make decisions and be the point guard. And so we were at it a lot because I was getting one thing from Diener, but then Black was doing another thing. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother, but we couldn't get along like that. And he wanted the ball a lot of times, and I wanted to spread the wealth around. And for all that to be going on in the mix, we still won City Conference Championship again. We went 24-3. We only lost to Green Bay Southwest that year. We lost to Racine Case Upstate, and we lost to King in the final seconds that year. And so as a Vincent year, any other high school team that loses a game before the championship game upstate, that's a great year. For a Vincent team that everybody was saying we should have won 4 in a row, it was a down, right? And so when we lost, that's when the pressure really started kicking in, because now I'm about to be a senior and Marshall, James, and Terry is leaving. So now everybody from the old team, and Polk and Case, everybody from the old team is leaving. And now, we left with household names that like Landry, Wade, Brown, Tatum, Davis, Greer. That's the new ushering in, right?
That's
so,
yeah.
That's how it happened. That's how it happened. Man.
Yeah. And when all them guys leave, Jay Wright and everything, I want you to tell like the audience about that Greg Brown story. When you first met him up in the gym.
Oh yeah, so it was like I want to say it was the first 2 weeks of school. It might have been the first week, but it was the first or the second week, because they start opening up the gym for us for lunch hour. And you got a choice on whether you want to sit down and eat your lunch or whether you want to be in the gym. And so you know what that's gonna lead to. I'm in that gym, right?
Yeah.
Me and Dennis Casey is capping. I'm picking teams for people who don't know who capping mean. This is my junior year. Dennis a senior. I'm kind of like taking my role as a leader in the school amongst the team. As G High gonna be starting. Don't worry about it. We got this ship gonna be going right. So
yeah,
we're picking teams, and I get down to we on the last pick. I'm looking around. I don't know who to pick. I done picked all the bros that I know can go. And a kid, dark skinned kid, about 6 foot, comes up to me, curl, just talking all the shit in the world. Y'all, who y'all think I am? Y'all weak. Y'all gonna pick over me, and y'all must don't know who I am. I can ball too. So I'm like, hey man, give me dude right there, since he talking slick. You know what I'm saying? I'm type of dude. Hey, you talk like it. Come on, let's do it. And first play of the game, we get the ball. I shot for ball. I made it. He like, let me see that rock. Bring it up. He pull up from half. He hit. I'm like, whoa, hold on. Who was this kid? That day, because Dennis Casey, we thought would have been a starter for varsity. I think he kind of got railroaded too. But that day, I think we kind of was looking at the icing on the cake as this young dude about to take that spot. So it was.
And GB a freshman at this time.
Yeah, a freshman. He a week old freshman, 2 weeks old, whatever it was.
Yeah. and if I'm mistaken, GB told me that the Dennis Casey dude had jersey number 31.
Yes, sir.
And GB went after it, right?
That is correct.
And GB told him that he was going after it and wound up getting the jersey number in the starting spot, right?
Well, he didn't start that year. He might have started one game. I don't think he started no games. I don't think he started that year. But he had some breakout games that year. He had some games like, hold on. Who was this kid? And so the you could just tell from practice and stuff like that. You know how you can just tell, like, shit, dog nice.
Yeah.
Little dog nice. Yeah, you know
So
how you
my
can just
dog.
tell.
Yeah. And would it be in your senior year? Like I'm pretty sure your main focus is to graduate and to win a state title. With
Yeah,
that,
but that was a junior year. Senior year,
oh yeah, that was junior year. You're
yeah,
right.
junior year. So we
Yeah.
lose, and you know, it's all in the paper. Like it's over with. Vincent won't win another state championship. I remember them saying that. But we going to the circuit now, and I get to go to the circuit, and I get to see the dudes who I'm gonna play with. And I got to see something that told me that we was gonna be all right when D Brown went against G Brown, and I think D Brown had like 39 and 15. G Brown had like 45 and 7, and he won with a game-winning shot. And everybody, and this was like the first time anybody had beat D Brown at an Illinois Warriors tournament. And the nigga, all the dudes from Chicago just looking like, who is this dude that
Who is
just
this
went toe to
dude?
toe with D Brown? Like, yeah, because D Brown had became a legend already at that time, at the age of 15. And I got to seeing like, okay, Tay Butter getting better. He taking off, dunking on people. Q over there playing for I forgot, for Marty and them team. Q over there getting busy, killing everybody. I'm getting busy. Freak getting busy, which is Ricky Davis. But Wade doing his thing. I'm like, oh, this all we got to. We gonna be straight. Like they slipping on us. So that junior year, and then I think I got pumped up because I got that invitation to Nike All American camp, and so I told myself, I went there as the top 200 players. They had me like 195 or something. I told myself, only automatic media day room dudes, because everybody who's been to Nike All American camp know about the media room. Only top 50 dudes get in the media room all the time. I got invited to that media room, dog. From my play in the camp, dog. And so that's what I said about going places against my peers, man. Like all these dudes, Zach Randolph, Shavlik Randolph, Karan Butler, Tyson Chandler, Carlos Hurt, DeJuan Wagner, Marcus Taylor, Omar Cook, Andre Sweet. Man, it's just like so many of these dudes, man. And I got my respect from these dudes as being a dude to respect playing basketball, man.
And that was at the camp.
Yeah, that was at the camp. Yeah, that was
Wow.
at Nike All American camp, man. At that time, man, I never got treated like that as a basketball player. Q Bar, like the food upscale.
Yeah.
I shared a hotel room with a dude who was Mr. Basketball for Indiana. I forgot his name, man. Real cool guy, man. We had our own king size beds. Only thing I didn't get to do, because I wasn't one of those top guys, was get those late night workouts with those dudes like Q Rich and all them that was in college coming to work out there, and they would work out with DeJuan Wagner and them. But other than that, man, it was a great experience because I held my own against the nation's best. And I'm a 5'9" kid from the east side, Richard Street, Milwaukee. I never could jump high. I never could run fast. I couldn't shoot the ball. I handled that rock. I played tough, and I played mentally strong, and it got me to that point, man. And that was just like I tell dudes, it ain't too many dudes that like we could talk and we could say, ain't too many dudes that's been to Nike All American camp coming from Milwaukee, not from my era.
Yeah.
Not too many dudes went there. Now, a lot of dudes say, you went there because of playground. I say, okay, well, when I went there, I held it down. You know what I'm saying? That's how I made the Streets of Smith magazine, by the work that I put in at what's the name. So, it was a blessing, man.
Yeah, for sure. That's a blessing, man. And congratulations. And that's big shit, because you got to think, y'all didn't have social media at the time. So that's what I'm saying. So for you to go there and put in work and get invited, that's cold.
Yeah. And I gotta shout out to my big boy Scott Merritt, because I think that's what helped me get invited, because he was number 43 in the country at the time. And he played for my AAU team.
Playground. He played for Playground.
Scott Merritt from Waukeee, he played Playground. When I played my first year as a freshman, he was playing for Q-Mine and them team as a shooters. He seen me. We made some eye contact. He like, dog, I want to run with you.
and he jumped ship.
He jumped ship. He knew I was gonna give him that ball, man. I loved him for that. But he was 43 in the country. And so at that time, me giving him the ball You know what I'm saying? Him battling with Jared Jeffries, and then other motherfuckers seeing me like, hold on, who is that? Who is their point guard? And so without him, that would have never been possible, man, because he was 43 in the country. I was unknown, but he was a dude who was known. And so I piggybacked off that for real. And then when they found out that I went to Vincent, then that hyped it up at the time. Because, you know, nobody knew nothing about Milwaukee basketball, but they was hearing his name about this Vincent High School. So
see, that's why I love y'all, bro. Hey, I don't know if I told you this, but I talked to James Wright. Jay Wright was like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I love y'all to death, but you motherfuckers went to Hawaii and Florida and sponsored by Nike. Like, how you feel about when
all of us were salty about that, but it was like a privilege that we were able to help you guys do something that nobody else was able to do.
Yeah.
So I don't care what y'all did. If people thought y'all earned it or not, we earned it for y'all to be able to have a chance to go down there.
Yes.
We absolutely did. Our team should have been in, you know, they should have switched that up. We should have been in Hawaii one of them years, right? We should have been a staple out there, but we wasn't, and we not mad. We're glad that they were able to bless our young boys to give them some type of experience. Because even though if y'all did not win those state championships, y'all were able to experience things like that and go play against some of the top players in the country. Because we all know, and for that 10-year period of time, we were deserving as a top 10 program in the country. Absolutely, hands down.
Yeah, hands down. Come on, man. Listen, I'll be going back and forth with motherfuckers for days, man, about this high school shit. Like, come on, bro. If y'all don't think Vincent the best high school ever in the state of Wisconsin, and then somebody, this how you know they petty, Highshaw, because guess what they brought up? Well, y'all ain't better than Pious Girls. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, I guess you know
Pious Girls and Washington Girls was very dominant.
Yeah,
but
they
at
very
that time,
dominant.
like it wasn't hard to be, you know, because the talent, the wealth for the girls was split across the so we're gonna show them love too. Pious Girls and Washington Girls were absolutely dominant. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Dominant for sure. Yeah. But now, all right. So going back to your senior year, man, you go to the camp. This your senior year. You know, do you feel like you got a chance to win Mr. Basketball?
A quick story on that. I did not win Mr. Basketball, but if I'm not misquoted, I think I'm the still and only player not to be on the all-state team, the first or the second team, because now they do all-states different, right? I'm the only dude not to be on the all-state team, but be third in Mr. Basketball voting. So Mike Wilkerson was first in voting. I forgot who was second. I think it was big dude from Mike Southall. I think I talked about him up north, and then I was third. I got 3 votes for 3 coaches that I played against that year. Who was like Milwaukee Vincent wouldn't be who they would be without that floor general George Highshaw, right? And so I wasn't to even be mentioned with those guys. Was just a blessing. I won Scholar Athlete of the Year that year, my senior year. I also won City Conference, all city second team, and I won the state championship. And so I never really thought about personal accolades. It would have been great to be Mr. Basketball because then that would have been 3 in a row for us. It would have been Marshall. It would have been Jose, Marshall, then me. And then maybe we could have got Tay Buddy, then GB, but that's too much. That's too much of the wealth, right? So, I wanted to just win. The personal accolades for me didn't mean as much. In my younger days, as 20-year-old, I wish I would have been like. I kind of thought about that, like, damn, did I trade this for this? But now I understand. I won so much to the point where you can't mention winning in the city conference and the state tournament without mentioning my team, which is going to be like mentioning me. So,
talk your shit, bro.
That's extra stone. That's in stone right there. So it's like,
my life, talking your shit.
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask you this: your senior year. Now, when I played for Vincent in the city conference, it was some motherfuckers. We had to, Draylon, we got to come play.
Yeah.
We got to come play. You feel what I'm saying? Who was that for you your senior year? Like, oh, shit.
It was Washington High School, hands down.
Okay.
I knew I had to come play against Bayview, and the Bayview dudes ain't going to believe me. And if you Bayview dudes, when y'all watch this, I tell y'all won that game. Dog, somebody stole my shoes the game day. I had practice shoes and I had game shoes. Somebody stole my shoes out my locker because I forgot to hurry up and put them downstairs in my basketball locker. I had to practice in my game shoes. I mean, in my practice shoes, which were a little bit small because I wanted them small, so practice would be uncomfortable for me. So when I wore my regular size shoes in the game, I would be so used to being uncomfortable that I'd be past comfortable, right? So that's the first thing for you Bayview cats. When y'all beat us, G. Highshaw shoes got stolen. But great game, Tay Moses. I ain't gonna take nothing from you. But it was absolutely Washington, right? It was Washington for two reasons. I love Dave, and that's my brother, so I always want to stick it to him. And then I love Freddie O, but I took it disrespectful that Wisconsin offered him before me, and I knew I was better. I'm like, I'm better as a point guard in the state, and I told that to Dave. There was nobody better than me at the one when I was a senior. Nobody. There wasn't nobody better than me.
I thought Freddie Owens was considered a shooter, though. He was considered
at our size for the All-State team, I think Freddie made first team All-State or second team, but I just was, I took that personally. And so Freddie, great ball player, great competitor, but he probably used to wonder why I used to be like, I didn't make mistakes against Freddie. Because I was showing every game we played against Washington that I'm better than him. We gonna beat them because I'm gonna show that I'm better than him. So it was a personal thing with me and Freddie. The same thing it was when T. Hill went to Washington the year before. I had heard how T. Hill was so much, and I was like, no, I'm better than him, and I'm finna show y'all I'm better than him. So when I took it personal against the Washington guards. Yeah,
and it's crazy because when I first met T. Hill, I didn't know dude was like y'all era, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like people told me how good he was too.
Well, T. Hill in 8th grade was about 35 a game. And no, I don't think he lost a 7th or 8th grade game in 7th or 8th grade for Webster. He didn't lose. So people talk that slick shit. He didn't lose. He started VAR as a freshman.
Wow.
So he started VAR as a freshman right out the gate for Washington.
Oh, that's pretty good. Now, how you feel about this though, G. Highshaw? When I talk, I'll be having these basketball debates, and I have heard this before. Washington had better talent. Vincent was better coach. How you feel about that? And when I bring that up, I'm talking about
because that's gonna me putting a slight on James Gordon. James Gordon was an excellent coach and an excellent black man, and he had won a state championship over at King. So Washington won his first rodeo. I'm not gonna put that on Gordon. I'm gonna say what GB said. We listened, they didn't. Now I don't know if Gordon. I don't know if Gordon had too many instructions. Diener didn't have that many instructions. Fortunately for us as a senior, I think he trusted me to make those decisions on the floor for him.
Got you.
He like how I tell you, he went in on me my sophomore year. He was in my ear my junior year about how to help me. Senior year, Diener didn't say nothing to me.
Wow.
Nothing.
Shit.
He didn't say nothing to me all year. I could have went around my backboard between my legs and then went into the stands. He didn't say nothing to me. He didn't say not one. He sat me down one time and talked to me about how to make the team better by getting Brown more offensively involved, Tatum more offensively involved, and going down the Q. If we got 5 possessions, Q should touch the ball 2 of those 5 all the time. But other than that, Diener didn't say nothing to me, fam. Nothing. My senior year. Nothing.
Yeah, it's good shit. Yeah.
So
yeah. And I'll be wondering, because I didn't know Coach Gordon. I do know Tom Diener, though. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was wondering why people were saying that, but you summed it up. We listened. They didn't.
Yeah.
So
I just got that from GB when he was saying that the other day. Like, we listened and they didn't. I had no problem with Diener in the game plan. Okay, this game, George, you playing point on offense, but on defense, you're gonna face guard dude the whole game. Forget all the principles we taught. Just face guard him and chase him around the whole game.
Yeah.
Damn near if you ain't got the ball on offense, then face guard him while you're on offense too, so he don't never get the catch. I didn't have no problem with that because I knew he won. It was all a directive to win. As long as the directive, I knew I had faith in it to win because I knew he wanted to win just as bad. I had no problem with that, man. I did whatever
Okay.
needed to be done for my teammates.
I feel that. I feel that. All right. So you win state title senior year. You get
Sweet,
snubbed.
boy. Sweet.
Yeah, sweet.
Sweet.
he,
I
he was
cried.
sweet.
I ain't even rushed the floor. I sat on the bench and cried.
Why did that one mean so much to you?
No Marshall, no Jose, no Rob Yanders. Me, Coach Diener, and my boys. My boys. Y'all just told us in the paper we wouldn't win it. This dynasty is over. Vincent won't never do it again. No Marshall, no James, no Jose, no Rob. What's the excuse now? Me, my guys. We got it done. It
Yeah.
wasn't no excuse now. Nobody could tell me nothing. I was on cloud 9. Coach let me take the trophy to the hood, boss.
The gold ball.
I had the gold ball on the east side all Sunday. I got on a bus with it to Vincent Monday. I had the gold ball in the hood, boss. I had the gold ball in the hood. Anybody from Richard Street who know, all the little kids when they were shorties, I let them come down to my grandma's porch and touch the trophy and all that. Gold ball was on the east side on Richard Street for about 24 hours. Everybody know this. Yes, sir.
Damn,
It was special
Highshaw.
to me, man. It was special, Q-Bar. I bought that joint home to my grandma. I told my grandma, Granny, I told you I was gonna win this. And so, you know, when you work so hard and you sacrifice for all 4 years, because I had won it before, but me being the leader, me being the starter and the point guard, it was just so sweet. Like this what it came down to, man. This what I worked for. This what I didn't go to parties and all this for. So
Yeah.
it was lovely, man. Lovely.
Yeah, dog. That's good shit. You gave me chills saying that shit, dog. I
Yes,
ain't
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. But dude, now I want to talk about, once after you won the state title and before graduate, what offers did you have on the table? Because obviously you went to UW Platteville.
Yeah,
And
so that was my thinking. I was totally backwards. I tell people if there was a Terrence Breelove in my era, I would have went to a Division I because Breelove would have made sure that I got in school. And so I'm looking at it in the beginning of the year. I told you I had Drake on the thing. I had Miami of Ohio on the thing. I had like Southern Illinois. I had some schools looking at me. And so I'm like, okay, if I go into the high school and I do what I'm supposed to do and we win the state championship, I'm going to have more offers. Where that's backwards thinking because I'm a senior. And because so by the time March come around, all the offers are given up, right? And so then I had a school named Hampton. Hampton University was just turning D1 my year I was graduating high school. They would offer me a scholarship. Took too long with the thinking. They gave it to the 7-foot dude, Jai, who ended up going to the league. Then I get on the horn with Scott Merritt. He had already signed to go to Marquette. He telling Crean, like, can you get Highshaw a scholarship? I need him. Crean, like, I don't got no scholarships, but he can walk on and try to earn one. I'm too arrogant, whatever. I should have did that. I didn't do that. Never contacted Drake. My last ditch to go was I got in contact. A coach from San Jose State called me, Division I, out there in Cali.
in Cali.
I'm not gonna name the source, but the dude told me don't go out there because they was racist. Later on, I hear down the line that dude probably was just hating on me. So I listened to that dude without even thinking and figuring out for myself. I passed up on that. End of the thing, I was gonna go to a community college in Kansas. And then, like I say, I'm from where I'm from. I was like, fuck it. I did what I did in high school. I ain't even tripping. I don't even got to go to school. My grandma like, no, you got to go to school because you're going to, she's scared I'm going to get killed. You know what I mean? Being in the hood.
Yeah.
She know what I'm going to do if I don't go to school. And all that time, dog, Platteville coming up to Vincent, all types. Like, they was coming up to Vincent every week, boss.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, God, I keep seeing these two coaches up here. What's going on? They're like, they really want you. I'm like, man, I don't care about no Platteville, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I ain't going D1. I'm not playing. I'm a D1 talent. And I went. I ended up going. It was what it was from there. So that's if I knew what I knew now, I think I would have did a lot better. But I lost faith when I went, and not because anything that the school did. So I'm gonna give my coach Todd Landrum, his flowers, and all those coaches, man.
Yeah.
It was just that I gave up on myself because I did not make it D1. And where I'm from, if you play basketball, everybody thought I was gonna make it D1 because when you make it D1, it seemed like you got a better chance to make it to the NBA. And so I didn't tell my friends that when I went to Nike camp, but after I came back from Nike camp, I knew I wasn't making it to the NBA. I seen NBA players. I'm like, yeah, I'm not those guys. Like I can play with those guys. I can spare them.
Yeah.
I'm not those guys, man. Like it's
You had work ethic though.
huh?
You had work ethic. You was
Yeah,
coachable,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
ran the
But it's
show,
just
bro.
like for all that to fall in place for me, the
Yeah.
unathletic dude, everything would have had to be almost like kind of perfect. So I was looking at the dude. I'm like, I'm not these guys, man. Come on, man. Some of these dudes is, phenomenal ass basketball players built like Greek gods and shit like that. So the fact when I went to school, all that changed, all that work ethic and all that changed, and I gave up, and I didn't know it at the point, but hindsight being 2020, now looking back, I gave up, but then I gave into the other life that I had been living the whole time, and that's that street life. I had always had it in me. You know what I'm saying? I tell the story about coming home, leaving prom junior year, and telling the people who was driving, ride on my block. Let's see what they doing. They getting into a live shootout on the block. I hop out the car, hop the fence, join the shootout. Shootout over. I give my guy the heat, jump back in the car. They looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, it's just a little drama. It wasn't nothing. It's over with. Let's go to my Fishers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My sister's good as a
so
motherfucker too,
but that was normal to me. It wasn't like I'm like y'all don't like when I got to college and the professor asked a question. I forgot what class we was in. He was like, "How many people know somebody that died from a gunshot wound?" And I'm raising my hand so fast, like Jack out the box. And I look around, nobody else is raising their hand. And so now I'm like, "Hold on, what's going on?" Like, you know what I'm saying? And so it was. The school wasn't really a culture shock to me. It was just that I had gave up on myself. I made so many excuses. I could have been an All-American D3 guy, man, if I just would have locked in and did what I need to do. And so it was just an unfortunate circumstance. Like saying like you wish you could do things again. It's just like I gave up on myself, not knowing the chance that I had just to play NCAA basketball, regardless if it was Division 1, 2, or 3. You know what I mean? Because basketball is a privilege. It's not something that's given to you.
Yeah, exactly. I feel you on that, Highshaw. And I know you telling this story as a grown man, but back then, what was your support? Where was Dina?
Coach Dina was there for a minute.
You feel what I'm saying?
But it wasn't because if I come from a family where it's not like sports, like they don't know nothing, you know what I'm saying? Don't have my pops. Pops don't know nothing about none of that. The one dude was a father figure to me. He ended up moving to Atlanta. So it was a lot of things that I was blind to. I didn't understand what I was doing. Oh, and that's crazy because when I bring that up, the dude who's like my pops who moved to Atlanta, he had hooked some up for me for Georgia State.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't want to leave because my girlfriend at the time then was going to Vincent High School.
Oh, while you was at Platteville.
While I was in Platteville. And so I was unsure too. I'm like, who is this dude just telling me if I come down to Georgia State, he gonna give me a scholarship? And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm basically gave up on myself for ball. I'm like, and it was he like, dude, all you gotta do is just leave practice. You ain't played no game yet. Leave practice, come down here. We're gonna enroll you second semester. You will be playing next year as a freshman. I ain't want to do that. But that same girl is not my wife for 10 years. So
he's happy for a reason.
Yeah, happy for a reason, right? So that's the one blessing because I don't, I love basketball, but this family life and being a husband and a father, much more. I love it. You know what I mean? More than I can ever imagine. Yeah. I've been blessed more than I can ever imagine with just those two jobs. So
yeah. And even though you said that you kind of gave up on yourself, you still made what, all freshman team?
Yeah, I made all freshman WIAC team, man. Yeah. All freshman team for the WIAC. So certain things happened that year that was out of my control. Like I guess it was in my control. I had a game winner versus River Falls to go to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And so I had some very good games where I played against some guys that were supposed to be all league players, and I handled them pretty rough. And you know, some of my best games in college were pressure games because you know, I'm a ball handler. I'm a ball handler and I'm a great passer. And so when teams are playing pressure and your teammates can't really handle the pressure, they got to get a ball to somebody that can handle the pressure. And it seemed like all offense is out the window. Now it's just break you down, get to the hole and dump it off. Oh, I do this 9.8 out of 10. This is what I do. I can get around anybody, and you know what I mean. It don't matter your speed or whatever. I could shake you up and get around you. So I had a lot of good games, and that's why I say I knew I could have been an All-American because I had those good games, and I wasn't focused. I didn't even know how to work on my game yet. I wasn't staying after for practice, none of that. Putting in the extra hour, 2 hours in the gym. I was doing everything at a minimum, and so that's why I knew I could have been better, man.
Yeah. Now, as far as your mental, did you feel like you was in a dark space?
I know I was, man. I know I was. I was you know, heavy on the weed. Just heavy on just like a lot like not caring, like, you know, because for a ball player, and I know it's a lot of us out here that felt like this. Once that actualization that you're not gonna make it to the NBA come, a lot of times we toss it in a towel. Because this is my whole growing up, I always had a chance. You know what I'm saying? So if you think about it, playing 8th grade, I make it to the championship, I win. People telling me I'm the best basketball player in my school. Going to events and people like, man, don't nobody know you. I make the best high school team in the state, top 10 team in the country. I make this team. I stay on this team. I win on this team. I'm traveling across the country on this team, playing against dudes that's going to be in the pros, right? Going to those Nike All-American camps, being around that top-notch competition, holding my own, and then you just come to a point where you like, damn, I'm at Platteville. I ain't gonna make it to the NBA. I might as well just, you know what I mean? Instead of diving in like, damn, I'm at Platteville. This is the perfect opportunity to become a legend at Platteville, to become a legend in D3, to become the best D3 guard ever. You know what I'm saying? I still got a shot to do this. Sometimes you give up on yourself. I know it's a lot of us like that, man. A lot of ball players out here that they went to that other level and it didn't pan out the way they wanted it to right away, so they gave up on themselves. You know what I'm saying? So young ballers just keep hooping. Keep putting in that work month to month, year to year. It's going to pay off in some way possible.
Damn, dog. Oh Lord. That's some deep shit.
Yeah.
Like that might go over some people's head because that's how I felt when I left my division too. You know, it didn't go how I thought, you know.
It didn't go how you thought. And the crazy thing is, I bet you could say to yourself, you didn't even put yourself in a proper situation or mind state for it to go how you wanted it to go. You didn't keep fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you locked in the room with somebody who don't like you and they like, we ain't letting y'all out to one of y'all drop, you're going to keep fighting because you know your life on the line. Oftentimes we stop fighting because we don't think it's nothing on the line. And that's that one fight in my life, man. I quit a lot of things, but I wish I would have never gave up on myself with that as far as that aspect.
Yeah, same here, bro. What did you? Because I wound up once I left after my junior year in college. I didn't go back. Did you go? Did you finish while you was at Platteville or?
No, I didn't. I didn't finish my undergrad, so you know, I played my freshman year. I didn't play my sophomore year because I just was like, fuck it. And then I came back my junior year and I played. I did pretty decent. I even got mentioned like he might be All-American next year, but then I did the knucklehead Milwaukee shit. And so I caught a case in school. And so when I caught that case, I ain't give up on myself. I just went into a whole nother direction with the game that I knew coming from where I came from. And then I gave that 10 years of my life, you know what I'm saying, doing that, which was silly, but I think it helped me build character and it helped me really understand what I really want to do in life. You know, oftentimes as a young man, when you don't have that type of guidance, you're going to make these type of decisions. I tell guys all the time, it's not your fault that you didn't have a male role model or a man to stand on you or guide you, but it's your responsibility that you become a man once the time is right. And so fault and responsibility ain't the same. It might not have been my fault, but it was my responsibility to know better and to do better, not only for myself, but for my family namesake and for my community. And so, yeah, it was a testimony to I wasn't only a basketball player. I was much more than that. And I found that out.
Yeah.
I found that out. I was much more valuable than that. You know what I mean? I was good at something other than basketball. And so I found that out.
Yeah, exactly. And now, you go through that situation that you went through at Platteville, giving up on yourself, going through a dark time, dark space. And then once you get back to yourself, now, you say you're a professional father and a husband, and the occupation that you have now, helping people that been incarcerated and stuff. Now, like, do you talk to the community, kids, or anything?
Yeah, absolutely. So along with helping people who re-enter back into society, I also run a program called the Fatherhood Initiative. So I'm all about bringing men back into the household, or bringing fathers back into their children's lives, back into their family lives. Because I think as dads, we are very essential, especially in the times that we got right now, man. We are the discipline, we are the structure, we are the love that a lot of these kids are missing, man. So any chance I get, I take my time out to talk to teams, talk to the community. I used to organize things. I'm part of another nonprofit called Followers to Leaders, and we got our book bag drive coming up this August. I'll share it on Facebook for the kids off the east side. We give away book bags. We've been doing that for the past 10 years. So I try to keep my hands in a lot of stuff that's community involved, and to keep me active in that community, because I believe the best way to rebuild our community is do it through families. We've tried so many other things. We need to start rebuilding a family. That's going to take fathers and mothers getting along with each other, raising our kids accordingly, and doing what's best for all of us, right? Because at this point, it's not about me. It's about these children that I'm raising and the kids that my kids play with, and then the kids that those kids play with. And so I'm really about that, man, right now in my life. And it's going great. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised at myself.
Why you laughing, man? You're a
Because
good person, man.
from where I've came, right? And so when I go into the jails, or I go, somebody always know me.
How do that make you feel?
And then, gee, it make me feel good, because they loud and boisterous in front of everybody. They pull me to the side. Man, I'm proud of you, G, because I know where you come from. You one of them dudes that, you know what I mean. I used to have, when I first started on this journey, I used to have what often people would call survivor's remorse, because I often tell myself there's no reason why I shouldn't be in prison doing a long time or dead. And I say, this is just God's plan for me right now, to be able to talk to the people that people wouldn't often listen to. I come in that joint, man. I'm kicking it with the brothers. I'm giving out hugs and handshakes and daps. And then once I get that, G, what's up? And then, I know when I leave, they're going to talk about me. How you know him? Man, hey, dog, he like us. Well, then how you doing that job? Like, bro, he was just able to, you know what I'm saying, get himself together and, turn the path before I got in a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, that's why I like doing it, because just helping people, man. Helping people. I did enough destruction in my life. I figured it's time for me to do some construction. And so helping people is so beautiful.
Yeah. Now, 3 more things, bro, before I let you go. All right. The first one is, if you can take something in this new generation back to your era, what would it be?
You talking about basketball wise?
Yeah, just anything. Like, I'll take
I'm gonna keep it on topic of basketball. I'm gonna say the skills. The damn skills that these kids got, the skill set. If I could do that, if I could shoot and step back shoot and all that and Euro step up, man, Lordy, Jesus, listen here. The skill set that these kids got. I never did personal skills training. Our skills training was go to the park, pick up 5 and play against another 5 and then try your moves out. So it would be absolutely skill set.
Ooh, the skill. That's a good one. See, I said YouTube. I said social media. Just because I'm like, dude,
I wouldn't
all
want the way I was living. I wouldn't want me to be.
I was looking at it more on the basketball side. Can you just imagine if they was showing your crossovers, bro? Me catching lobs and shit.
Yeah, that would have been dope, but still, I would have just been. I told you back then it was easier for me to separate hood and basketball because it wasn't no footage, right?
Yeah,
you see on one footage playing basketball, then you see me on footage in the gangway with an AK with my guys. And I'm like, who is this kid? He's not the same kid that So nah.
Yeah, so you would have been Ja Morant before Ja.
Well,
no,
I don't know if Ja really got down, but like I really got down. So I don't know what Ja was doing. Like I really got down. So it's kind of different. I never pulled mine out without busting in Ja. I just wanted to
right. So. You right, dog. Next one, dog. 2 more, cuz.
Okay.
What would George Highshaw now tell a younger George Highshaw? What advice would you give the younger George Highshaw?
Stay in school, G. Keep playing basketball, G. And go in that gym and get that gym an extra 2 hours every day. Stay in school, G. Keep playing basketball, G. Go in the gym. And I tell my kids and I tell my wife that if I would have been focused on that, I probably never would have been the father and the husband I am today, because I would have definitely been an overseas player. Yeah, and I love basketball so much. I would have been the type of dude that would have been a player. Then I would have been a player coach. Then I would have been a coach somewhere, right? And so, but I love this side of me being able to do something different in my life with the different experience of being a father and a husband, right? So that's what I would have told myself though, because besides my family, me and my first love, or the first people that I knew loved me, regardless of me not making it to D1 or whatever, basketball saved my life, man. You know how many times I was on AAU trips and one of my friends got killed that I was hanging with all the time. So basketball saved my life, man. Absolutely.
Damn, yeah. Man, basketball did so much for all of us, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, people don't be understanding, man. I'm telling you, dog. Yeah. Now, last question, G. Because obviously we both from Milwaukee. And this generation is different. We got a lot of kids disrespecting their elders, stealing cars. We got the kill boys. We got all this crime going around. You know what I'm saying? No place is perfect. But if you had to give our community where we from, these kids advice, what would it be, bro?
If I had to give them advice, for those kids that's watching this, I would tell them that find somebody that truly loves you, just for you, because we talk about the bad things these kids do, but these kids obviously don't think anybody loves them. And I would tell them that love yourself, and you're worth it. You're worth more than what your environment is giving you, and you don't have to be a product of your environment. You can be a product of your decisions. I don't care about you being famous. I know you may, but that's not at the end of the day. Being a basketball star or actor or a football player, or a rapper. Concentrate on the professions that, if you work hard, you will attain those. A lawyer, a doctor, an electrician, a plumber, a business owner. If you work hard, you will attain those, because in those entertainment professions, you can work hard and not achieve that goal. But I can guarantee you, if you work hard and you get your doctorate and you go to school for 8 to 10 years, you're going to become a doctor. So you are much more than what your environment leads you to be. I believe in you. I just want you to believe in yourself. That's what I would tell young kids. And I love you.
Oh, man. There y'all go, y'all. Man, first of all, bro, thank you so much.
Oh, no problem, man. No problem.
Coming to the Barcode Podcast 414, man. I really do, man. we learn stuff every day, new stuff every day. And to hear your story and to know what you went through and what you're doing now and how you turned your life around, this is what a lot of us need, a lot of these kids need to see and hear. And I appreciate you so much sharing your story, bro. I really do,
Absolutely.
bro.
We appreciate you too, Q Bar. You keep doing your thing, man.
Yeah.
It's
And
fire,
before
though, man.
I'm
You got a big
sorry,
thing
bro.
going on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. Now this is absolutely the last thing. Now you supposed to be starting your podcast. When we expecting that, man? What's up, bro?
Well, I've been changing the name. It's coming, man. I just been trying to dive down whether I want to, because I got so many things I want to talk about from the community to
Yeah.
get people back to believing in marriage and love, to basketball, to debating people. It should be Q Bar. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead. Say it again.
Oh yeah, so it's I'm putting it together, man. It's gonna be coming, man. So it's gonna be a spinoff of something real special, man. So a lot of people have been wanting to hear my voice, and it's coming, man. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But shout out to brothers like you, man, for putting it down and jumping out there and getting yourself together and don't stop. I don't care what they say. Don't stop, man. Just keep going. You got something special going on here.
Thank you, man.
You know what I mean? And keep doing your thing, man. It's lovely to hear your perspectives and the people who you interview. And I'm a fan of it, man. Big fan. So keep doing you.
Man, thank you. And now y'all have it. Y'all got George Highshaw. Y'all been asking me like crazy. So I got him on the podcast. Make sure y'all tune in, like, comment, and subscribe to the Barcode Podcast 414. And don't forget, set the bar and stick to the code. Me and G Highshaw, we out. Appreciate you, bro.
Love, love,
Love.
love.